look at who his friends are and look at who's challenging him, right? Wall Street Journal had a glowing article about Tim Geithner over the weekend. And the guy that they quoted throughout the article was Hank Paulson. And Hank Paulson saying, oh my God, Tim Geithner is the man. I've been working with him and he's following up on what I was doing. And we're on the same wavelength as this. And as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, oh boy, this can't be good. You think that's bad? Wait till you get a load of this. Fox Business Networks calls the Treasury Secretary now, quote, a rock star. So Fox Business is on the side of Tim Geithner. Hank Paulson is on the side of Tim Geithner. Wall Street Journal is on the side of Tim Geithner. The editorial division, right? Okay. Now, who's against Tim Geithner? Well, there's a huge Newsweek cover story on Paul Krugman this week and saying he is the loyal opposition. But it's not just Krugman. It's Galbraith and it's Stiglitz and it's some of the most respected economists in the world. And they're saying, hey, listen, this doesn't make any sense for legitimate reasons. And they explain X, Y, and Z, and they have the facts to back them up. Now, if you were unsure and you got lost in the details of, you know, how the toxic asset plant works or which side is right, which side is wrong. Now, let me ask you a simpler question. Just one, you know, that I think everybody can understand. Which room do you want to be in? The room with George Bush's Treasury Secretary, Hank Paulson, who's already made $600 million off of all of these, of doing these risky kind of bets when he was the head of Goldman Sachs, Fox Business Network, and the Wall Street Journal? Or do you want to be in the room with Krugman, Stiglitz, Galbraith, and all the other top economists? Well, Fox Business and Hank Paulson could be right, but they're not often. So, look, that's a small indication. Now, the reality is, of course, I've dove into the substance more than you could probably tolerate, and I use my own judgment on it, and it's clear. The reason that Paulson and the Wall Street and the stock market went up and Fox loves Tim Geithner is because it's a plan aimed to truck in much more taxpayer money straight into Wall Street and straight into the same bankers and the same executives. So it's bad idea written all over it. I hope to God I'm wrong. I can't look. Some of you in the chat room were saying, you know, it sounds like Cenk doesn't want to do this topic anymore. I mean, you're partly right. You know, it's like I'm so frustrated by it, but I don't know what to do. The real loyal opposition are the people like Krugman and me, honestly. And the other side, the other political side, is the Republicans. And their ideas are worse. Their ideas are insane. So now, of course, some administration officials are secretly saying that Krugman's a bit naive. Oh, please. Yeah, Krugman, the Nobel laureate, is naive about economics. Now, look, that's because he's a Nobel laureate, it doesn't mean that he's infallible. Could he be wrong about certain things? Yes. In fact, I was watching him on ABC this week, and he was saying that, you know, that his plan was more theoretical, that it was harder to do practically, and I started getting a little concerned that he might, you know, that there might be legitimate concerns here. And there was like, I thought, wait a minute, now maybe the taking over of all these banks is simply logistically impossible. Maybe. And maybe that's why Geithner and Obama are not doing it. That is clearly the better option, but that we literally cannot do it. We don't have enough workers. We don't have enough government people with enough expertise, et cetera. Maybe that's the answer, right? And Krugman seemed to suggest that, well, I got some issues with that. But what is not the right answer is, oh, no, Krugman's mind can't figure it out, and neither can all of the top economists in the country. It's too complicated for them. Geithner's got it on lockdown. Him and Paulson figure this out. But those guys, like Krugman, it's a little complicated for them, and they're naive. No, that's not true at all.